Hello, Scrapper Names fans. How are we all? I have a new layout for you today to share. A cool little mixed media one for this month's sketch challenge over on Kitaholic Kits, and it is using some of the main kit that we got this month. There's the sketch. This one at first was a bit tricky, so it had been sitting on my desk for a little bit as to what I was going to do or how I was going to create it. I was originally going to do the background using some of the pattern papers, but I didn't quite like the way it was going to sit with my photos. So what I have done, I started to get a bit mixed media-y. It's been a little bit of time since I've done a mixed media one, I feel. So I'm using this metallic blue, and it's a darker blue gelato. It's got a bit of a shine to it. Now, when you add the texture paste, it does dull it down a little bit. Yeah, I sort of add more. I take out that bit so you don't have to see me adding and mixing until I get the right sort of colour I'm looking for. And I'm using this Kaiser Craft stencil that we also got in the main kit this month, which is pretty cool. To fight with trying to open it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I struggle getting it out of the bag this time. I don't know why. So what I do is I'm just going to, and you'll see it in a minute, put the texture paste through using my little palette knife there. And I'm going to do it in two spots, so above one another, so just like that, but leaving a gap around the edge. Oh, that's right, and I've done an inky quill, Adele, and have used the stencil again to use up the remainder of my texture paste to create a background in my art journal to use later on. Alright, so this month's kit had the My Mind's Eye blush collection, which is a beautiful sort of pastel pinks and gold, rose gold sort of tones, as well as some dark blues. Which at first I sort of looked at it and went, yeah, it's pretty, but I'm not sure I can use this, but I have managed to use it. This is the first layout I've done, and I've got another video that will come up that has it in it as well, so I'll use a lot more of it. So I decided I'm going to create photo mats for my paper, for my photos, sorry, using this pale pink hearts paper. Now I think in the sketch as well, it has it in it. It has like a background on the behind the papers anyway, behind the photos. God, use your words. Now I did speed this up a bit because of the texture paste and things like that. It did take a little bit longer, I think, from memory, and I've cut bits and pieces out so you don't have to see everything. What you can see at the top of my mat there is, in the dark shadows, is a mix of the ephemera that come in the pack as well, in the die cut pack. So there's a lot there, and there was some in the printables obviously as well. We get the exclusive printables. So there was a lot, and it was pretty cool, pretty funky. Alright, so I'm going to play around here. Now this is what took, I think, a fair while from memory, so the background as such on the sketch has like a florally kind of floral theme, leaves, blah blah blah, all along this side piece here. So instead of getting some paper, which I was going to do to create that, I am going to use the flowers and the leaves and things from the kit. So I do fuss around a bit, and I'm trying to get them to look right and to balance them out and whatever else, and I do eventually get it. Now, as I said, I did cut this out, edit it out a bit, because there was a lot of fussing around. I'm not sure if I was just being pedantic or a bit uncertain of myself, maybe. So I think these little flowers were in the printables. I don't think they were part of the die cut packs that you get. So I do try and mix it up a bit. So as you can see, I play around. I think shortly you'll see the end product. You don't have to sit through it all. There it is. Still playing. And I do like how this ended up turning out. I thought it was quite good. I think it was effective. Well, not even effective, I don't think that's the right word. I just think it looked right. It looked pretty, I guess. Now, these little that piece that I just picked up is actually a wood veneer type piece. It's a wooden flourish piece from Kaiser Craft, and we got them in the pack. There's 2 of them. And I was a bit, again, unsure of it. It's a different sort of pattern and things for me. But I actually make it work here. So what I will do is, and I'm skipping ahead, is I get one of those flowers and put the wooden flourish piece over the top. So the flower underneath sort of makes it look quite sort of 3-dimensional, a 3D type flower. As you can see, I fussed around for ages, and I just wanted to show that, you know, nothing's ever perfect. It can take some time, and also just, I guess, because this is the first layout from this kit for me, I wanted to show you guys what I get when I sub to Kitaholic Kits. And this is just, as I said, the main kit. So there's a couple other different kits: the mixed media one, embellishment one, pocket page one, and the main. I think there's 4 altogether. Now I just get this one at the moment. But yeah, it's good. It's good value. You get a lot in it, as you can see, and you would have seen in past videos when I've mentioned it as well. So there we go. So I have created that piece at the bottom there. And fuss around. And I actually don't think that section in the middle with the flowers and the petals doesn't actually go like that anyway. So just trying, as I said, just trying to find a balance between them, especially the top and the bottom flowers. So I didn't want to have the leaves all sitting on one side. So the top flower has it to the left and the bottom flower has it to the right, and the middle cluster is sort of spread across a little bit, I think. Do I keep that? Oh, maybe I don't keep that cluster. Hang on, I have the layout here. I wonder if I can grab it. Hang on. Here it is. I do keep the middle cluster, just change it up a little bit. So I haven't been organised this week. I haven't put my layouts away yet last night. Alright, what am I doing? Oh, I do add a strip behind it. I thought it needed something, that's right. Figured it needed some more colour behind, just trying to show you what it is, behind those flowers. So as you'll see in a second, I do actually add that gold dot piece strip down the middle there, like that. I just thought it looked a little bit plain, I think, from memory, with just the flowers and the white background, and then you've got the blue mixed media. Just thought it just, you know, as I said, made things stand out a little bit. Make it sort of bright, colourful. And that's just double-sided tape, just using the stick down. There's no mixed media on this side, so I'm not worried about it not sticking. Alright, now I add some green craft foam here just to pop my photo up off the background a little bit, make it stand out. I think because the colours are a bit pale too, makes it a bit tricky. Oop, I've really super sped this up. Look at me go. Woo! If only I really scrapped like that. No, then that wouldn't be enjoyable, would it? Now, this could have been done going by the lighting change. Or maybe my camera is just playing around. I was going to say, I'm not sure when I did this, whether I sat and did this during the day or whether or not it was a nighttime thing or a bit of both. I have discovered that the best way for me to scrap, the most time efficient way, is I have to do it in spots because I don't get a lot of block time anymore for some reason. So I said to my partner the other day that I realised I have to do, so, you know, I might sit down at lunchtime when all the kids are asleep and I might get part way through and then I have to stop and get up and, you know, do my job. And then when the kids go to bed, my kids go to bed overnight, you know, sitting down and doing a little bit more. So does anyone else find that? I hate doing it that way. I'll be honest, I like to start a project and finish it all in one sitting, but I think I have to alter my thinking a little bit because it's just not going to work that way. By the end of the day, I'm sure everyone else is the same. You know, you're absolutely wrecked, and, you know, it's good if you can start it during the day and then, you know, you sort of have the idea flowing throughout the day. Then by the night time, I think I can sit down and go, okay, this is where everything's going. So there's minimal sort of thought process to it, I guess. Yeah, I have trouble starting, but I think that's what I sort of need to start dealing with. This is what my crafting life is at the moment. So how does everyone else do their time scheduling? Is it just, I know in one of the Facebook groups I was in, last week, I asked this same question and about day or night, and I'm a bit of both, obviously, because I've got to split it up now. But what about anyone else? have a set time that you say, well, I'm going to scrap and I'm going to scrap for an hour, and and you bang, bang, bang and you get it done? Or, is it just, oh yeah, I feel like doing it now, I might sit down and do a little bit and I'll come back to it later, and, blah, blah, blah. Or, nope, it's the weekend, it's Sunday, I'm scrapping, that's it, nothing else gets done. Yeah, let me know in the comments how, I'm curious to see how other people organise their scrappy, crafty time. I'm a bit of an organiser, I think, too, and I like to have a bit of structure in my head, and I know that sounds really, silly, but my life is a bit crazy at times, so I like to be able to go, yep, and scheduling in some me time, which is my craft time, is really important. So, yes, so I like to be organised, but I think come my crafting, it just has to happen when I can feel it happening, I guess, when the mojo hits and the time is right, and see what we do. All right, so let me know, definitely. I'd love to see what everyone else's thoughts are or processes are. But layout. So I have done those clusters, those florally clusters in the middle there. As you can see, I finished them off. And I ended up putting the leaves. I just realised to put the leaves on the same side, and I wasn't going to do that. It doesn't look too bad. Okay, cool. All right, so down the bottom of the sketch, it had this little piece down here as well, like a little clustery type piece. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just adding some of, these are all from the die cut, blush die cut pack. So I'm just creating that sort of, I think it was a circular-y kind of flowery look at the bottom using these pieces. I think the word banners that I use are from the printables, I think, from memory. Yes, they are printables. I'm just looking at it now. So just stick them on. Now I do pop them up, these phrase pieces, you'll see I pop them up using some foam tape, just to make them stand up a little bit off that back lateral piece. Now I like how this turned out, this little cluster down the bottom. At first I thought, oh, does this look a bit odd, especially with that circular like wreath, I guess you could call it. But it does work really well. So as you can see here, this is the tray that I put all my Kitaholic stuff in. So that left side is the blush die cuts, and then the other side was the printables, and in the middle is just some extra pieces, like if we get acrylic shapes or wooden pieces or enamel dots, I like to put them in the middle to split it up so we know where they are. Alright, just sticking that down. The page did warp a little bit. I think it's normal American craft cardstock, this one. I don't think it's the basil marshmallow, because I hadn't planned to use any wet media, so I just thought, oh, this will do. This, I didn't gesso it. Again, I just wanted to say I'm sort of getting used to the whole mixed media thing. You don't need to gesso, I guess, if you haven't got to use like a heavy wet sort of media, which is good. Alright, so I fuss around here, and I think I had to have a break again and come back to it. So the sketch has this sort of piece down the middle behind the photo on the right. So to do that, I'm using these tag pieces. Oh look, I've had to come back again, so I'm guessing this is the next day. See what I mean by step, and my camera's out of focus. Now what I decided to do here, you can see I'm going to pull the pink thread out. It just, I don't know, I think the thread adds just a different little colour element to it. It's a sort of more vibrant pink. I don't know, just, different texture, but the colour I think I really was drawn to. I thought it needed something just to pop those little taggy pieces up. And normally I would put some thread in the top of that tag piece, but I didn't actually have the right coloured thread, so I sort of went with this little twine, and then I just sort of went with this thread instead, the pink behind it instead, just to make up for it, I guess. And I thought this worked really well, just to cover that big long stretch piece that's in the sketch. Just to, as I said, the guts of it, those elements are in there, so I wanted to make sure they were addressed, and then I added my own things, as I've said before in my sketches. Just roll with it. So I added part of the journaling at the top, part of the journaling at the bottom. Sorry, I haven't actually scanned this, focus in a bit, so you could, zoomed in a bit so you could see. Now I think I'm going to work on my title, which I didn't know quite what to make of the title. These stickers come in the kit as well. I didn't know what to make it. So the two photos, actually, if I tell you that, is my partner and I decided I needed to rearrange my scrap space, that it was needing some more storage. First world scrappy problems, never enough storage for all our supplies. So we decided to rearrange, and we brought a new shelving unit from Bunnings, so similar to the IKEA, the Kallax ones that fits our stuff in, and it fits everything in really well. Our 12x12, my 12x12 albums fit in there really well. So, yeah, I have no problem with it. So we rearranged and cleaned up. And, of course, I had to take a photo because, it's my happy place, and my happy place is all organised and clean, so it makes me even happier. As I said, I like to be organised. So my title is just #fun. But what you see me doing here is on those white foam stickers, I'm using the blue gelato just to colour them in. The white was too dull on the background I had, so it just sort of faded in. So basically I'm just using my finger to smudge in the colour. Smush it all around. Make sure it's fairly even, looks good. And then I'm going to stick it on. I also added some pink thread at that bottom piece as well. So there's some pink thread behind the tag at the top and the tag at the bottom too. Which you see me, I was just fiddling around with my fingers there. And I'm just using the tag and the title basically to stick it down. I finally have started to work out how the best way to make thread work without getting glue everywhere. And it's usually to stick something over the top of it. And what else do I do? I think I add the date at the top. I'd written it on the back of the layout too, so I could remember, because the date is actually on the photos, but I always forget. So I'm just rummaging through looking for a little tag piece, which I find. I add the date and stick it up the top as per the sketch. And then I add a mix of gold and the navy blue Heidi Swap Colour Shine, I should say, in case those that aren't familiar with it. And then my layout, I think I call done. So as I said, these have been new. This was the November Kitaholic Kits sketch challenge. So that's my entry to it here. And what you see here, all of it, I think bar the pink thread, is actually all from the kit for this month. So if you like what you see when I do these layouts with the kits, pop over and either just search Kitaholic Kits on the web, or jump on Facebook and have a look too. They've got a page, and they've also got a members only page for those of us that do get the kits. But yeah, as I said, they're really good value for money, and if you're an Aussie person looking for a kit club, they're great value as well. And yeah, Steph does a fantastic job. So as I said, this looks like, I think it's nearly done. What have I added? I think I added the gold, or have I added the blue? No, I really like this blue on this layout actually. I thought it looks really good, and that's why I knew I wanted to use it, but I also wanted to add the gold just to add a bit of more sparkle to it. I thought I got some on the paper. So I'm going to give you some close-ups here. If you've got any questions, leave me a comment. I love seeing comments and likes and some new subscribers. And as I said, let me know how you organise your scrappy downtime, whether or not you block it out or, just do it when you can, which is sort of where I'm at. And thank you so much for watching. And I hope you enjoyed my process video. Stay tuned. There will be more to come. And happy scrapping, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye.